Drawing right up front for the guys that got here early. And John, if you've got the stubs in your hand there, let's draw one out.
Stubs to go. Get Paul anyway. You pay for it.
Let's let Holly here draw, of course. There's Holly right there. All right, this is for a repeater directory. What's the numbers? 103. 103. There you go back there. All right. All right, thank you very much. That's what you get for coming early. Thank you very much. I want to welcome you to the 35th Hamcom. 35. That's really amazing. And I went to the first Hamcom. It was in a Red Roof Inn hotel, otherwise known as the Cockroach Hotel, off at Northwest Highway. And I think it burned. I'm not sure by design or by lightning. Someone said they had all sorts of stories. But anyway, it was fun. And you know what? It's been fun ever since. I've been to almost every Hamcom. I've missed a few, but not very many. So this is kind of fun. I'm glad that you're here. And I'm sure the Hamcom organizers appreciate you being here too. I'd like to introduce first my Vice Director, John Stratton, standing right over there. And we have some real dignitaries in our presence this morning, and I'd like to start with Jim Haney, who's President Emeritus of the ARRL. Jim. Our first Vice President of the ARRL, current first Vice President, Rick Roderick. Rick. This morning at breakfast, I introduced Rick by telling everybody that he's been on the board longer than I think just about anybody has been on the board of ARRL, and he knows where all the dogs are buried. He has the institutional knowledge that is so valuable in a corporation to know what happened in the past so we can determine what we should be doing in the future. So, Rick, I really appreciate you being here today. He's going to give us a presentation a little bit later in the program. Now I'd like to recognize the man who actually is responsible for me being here, the past director of the West Gulf Division, Coy Day. Coy, pull up your hand. I served as Coy's vice director for 10 years, and he taught me so much about being a leader and being someone that could be helpful and useful in this position. Coy, I want to thank you very much for that. Now, who is a ARRL volunteer? Who's got an appointment? Roll up your hands. Isn't that fantastic? That's great. You know what? I want to thank each and every one of you for taking your time. Today, all our time is so valuable. But taking your personal time to put in the effort that it takes to do your job for the ARRL. You know, amateur radio depends on each of you doing your work, and I want to thank you very, very much for that. In fact, give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. Now, I'd like to introduce our section managers. We've got the West Texas section manager, Bill Roberts. Bill, where are you? There's Bill right there, West Texas. Our Oklahoma section manager couldn't come today, but he's well represented by a contingent from Oklahoma. I can see Eddie Manley. Eddie's right here. Who's the other guys from Oklahoma? There's an Oklahoma fella. There's a couple more back there in the background. Well, thank you very much. In fact, these guys got up at 3 a.m. to get here. That's pretty fantastic. That's dedication. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to introduce the newest section manager, and that's Chris Brewer. Where's Chris? Chris? Well, Chris is new, so he didn't even know to come today.
He was doing what everyone does, he's talking in the hallway.
Talking in the hallway. Well, then, if I can't introduce the newest section manager, I'm going to introduce the oldest section manager. That's Lee Cooper. Lee, stand up. And Lee just got re-elected unopposed. Isn't that fantastic? Thank you very much, Lee, for all your good work. The first item on our agenda today is to do something that we haven't done before in the West Gulf Division, and that's to talk about awards. You know, you've probably seen this on television. It's a wonderful quote, and it's so near and dear to my heart because this is something that I've always believed in every organization that I've been involved in. And it's a quote from John F. Kennedy, and it says, "A nation reveals itself not only by the men it produces, but also by the men it honors, the men it remembers." And that's so important in a volunteer organization. You know, oftentimes we get guys that are running our repeaters, get out in the middle of the night, work half the night trying to get a repeater back on the air just to be certain that we have it available to us in an emergency situation. Or during the days, or they're taking their times, afternoons, mornings, whatever. All of these things are so important to our existence. The administrators of your clubs, all the time it takes to do the databases, the mailings, the emails, the websites. You know what? When you go back home, be certain to pat those guys on the back, pat them on the head, or whatever you need to do to make them happy, because that's very, very important to our existence again. We have to do that. And today, the West Gulf is going to do something that we haven't done before, and that is to present some awards. This program developed last year, and it consists of a Ham of the Year, a Young Ham of the Year, and an Excellence Award. Now, the Excellence Award is kind of interesting because we realize that amateur radio service is so vast, it's really kind of hard to have a specific award for a specific thing. So we felt like the Excellence Award could be applied to an educator, a Boy Scout leader, an Hamcom participant, technical advisor, you know, all those sort of things. And so we put this out, and we got some really great nominations. We selected a judge panel made up of one member was appointed from each section, and then the division appointed one member, so it was 5 judges. They made their selections. I didn't have a vote. John didn't have a vote. It was all the panel, all the nominees' applications went to them, and they made their selections. And I want to present those awards this morning. I'd like to start with the Excellence Award. And Coy, Dave, could you come up to present that, please?
Where is it?
Right here.
Where's the award?
I'll hand it to you.
Oh, okay, you're taking care of it.
I will.
All right. Well, I don't need a paper. When you look over a group of folks that have done excellent things, the one that stands out in my mind always is a Hamcom guy, because I live in Oklahoma. but wow, what can I say?
We don't hold that against you.
Baptism of fire. Wow. Working with the Red Cross. Helping with tornadoes and what have you. Stewart, him, Roar, second, A5. You've been around how long as I have.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
You guys stand. Yeah, that don't like that.
Get-
There we go.
get
There we
friendly.
go. Can you get this up here?
Got it? All right.
There you go. Well, no, one more, no. There you go, there you go. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
You can take this.
There's your award. Thank you very much. The next award is the Young Ham of the Year Award, and I'd like to invite our first Vice President of the ARRL, Rick Roderick, to come up and make that presentation. Rick?
All right, y'all hear me okay without the mic?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's talk about this Young Ham of the Year. This is a special award, I think, that is exceptional because we need to recognize our youth in the hobby. I'll be talking about that a little bit later when I give my speech. But I read through this information that was provided by his peers, the nominating team, NQ5L, N5TW, and W5TA. And I really was impressed with the information on this individual. This individual was first licensed in July 2012 and upgraded all the way to extra in one session in November of the same year. That's something. Since becoming licensed, he's been active in the local club and is frequently on the air. That's a good way to help set an example. Stay in that club, stay active. He monitors several repeaters, including the local D-Star system, and on a regular basis. What shows this young ham as an outstanding member of the fraternity is his willingness to learn and explore all aspects of the hobby. He and his father joined our first CW class, they say, to be taught at least 15 years. Out of 45 people starting the class, they were 2 of the 12 who finished this 12-week marathon. He not only learned the code, but has made his first contacts on CW and has gone from a no-code extra to being proficient in CW. Not only proficient, but at speeds of 20 words per minute.
Woo. He's up to 25 now.
You need to go for 30. 1 year from today, you come in here and tell everybody you hit 30 or 35. His first QSO was with the instructor, K5LN, and lasted nearly an hour. He was a real old-fashioned rack shoe session that they had. Since then, he has made several more CW contacts and is thoroughly enjoying the oldest of digital modes. As a young ham, he exemplifies the spirit of the hobby. He is articulate and made good decisions under the pressures of his first CW QSO. We've all been there. He has embraced everything from digital voice with D-Star to learning and becoming proficient in CW. He would be an excellent example for amateur radio, young or old, to emulate, and I agree after reading this information. With that, we'd like to award the West Gulf Division Young Ham of the Year Award to Luke Leal, KC5LSL. Come forward. Congratulations. Keep up the good work. You need to be about a 55-year ham, too. Don't give up on the hobby, okay? Hang in there.
There we
Hey, old
go.
Joe.
You're grab hold of that there. That's your, there you go.
There, that's right.
Hold on, let me take it back.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'd like to make a point to also thank Luke's father. Are you back there? Hold up your hand. Thank you very much for being such a good parent.
Thank you.
You bet. This next award is for the Ham of the Year, and that's a big title, isn't it? West Gulf Ham of the Year. And this particular individual has done a marvelous job in numerous things to qualify himself. And he was certainly well received by the panel of judges, and I don't think there was much doubt about this man being the Ham of the Year. He's been a CW instructor. He has taught CW, come out of retirement to be in CW, and done everything to make CW the mode that it is that we all enjoy and love. And has been a mentor to many, many folks to preserve that mode that is so important to our history and to our service. And I'd like to invite President Emeritus Jim Haney to step up to make this presentation for the Ham of the Year award. Jim?
Thank you, Dr. Will Weaver. You forgive me a script.
He doesn't know you that
I
well.
don't really need a script. Young Ham of the Year, to me, a lot. So I taught classes in this area for 15 years. And it was a great deal of meaning to me to watch people come through. How many people was in my classes? Nobody. Well, you should have been. Anyway, we're nominating Bill Sepulveda. Thank you. K5LN as Ham of the Year. Bill has been licensed since 1963. He's a newcomer. Is currently active on all bands, mostly on CW, that's country and western. He enjoys rescuing and often pounds just about anywhere there is an opening. Well, if you get to be like me, you make your own opening. You turn a big amplifier on. For many years, Bill was leading CW instructors in the Austin area, and he was a teacher from amongst many others. Tom Whiteside, N5TW, was one that really sure when the last CW class was taught in Williamson County, but the best guess is 1996. While CW is no longer a license requirement, we had many hams interested in learning and relearning Morse code. It's still an active part of the hobby. I call it service, by the way. And many Williamson County ARRC members are active in CW and report on their contacts with DX and DX expeditions. Bill volunteered to come out of retirement and lead a CW class. In addition to his own experience with CW, teaching CW, he put together a new class outlining the goals, not only teaching CW, but getting the class together to do 20 words a minute and 12 winks. Now I'm impressed. Took me 4 years. The class not only covers all the necessary Morse code requirements, but also taught proper procedures, the ARRL phonetic alphabet, and the use of the iambic keyer. How many of y'all can do an iambic keyer? Some of you can. I prefer it myself. For developing an outstanding new CW class itself, and for leading 12 hams aging from 15 to 68, now you're talking my age, 20 words a minute proficiency, we nominate Bill Sepulveda as the West Gulf Ham of the Year. Bill, there you go.
Congratulations, buddy.
Appreciate it. I'm very envious. I'm envious because you did something I wanted to do. Take pictures. I did. I was curious.
Hey, just one thing, if you're in the Austin area, we're starting a new class. Okay, what is it, August? Okay, the same place, and if you want a flyer on Hamcom. So, you know, if you're Austin area, Williamson County, just let us know. You can contact me by email, QRZ is fine. And we're gonna do CW, we're gonna have fun. Now.
And you're gonna work your butt off. I was there.
Right? CW and fun? Well, it can be, if you're taught the right way. So thanks, folks, I really do appreciate it.